Hello, my name is Martin and I'm a historical fencer. This means I'm reconstructing the martial arts of medieval and Renaissance times, which only survived in written manuscripts. While I'll usually dabble in the sources of the Bolognese masters of the 16th century, namely Achille Marozzo, Antonio Manciolino and Giovanni della Gocchia, today we will dabble in another Bolognese sauce, quite literally. Okay, before you get out your forks and torches, let me just clarify that while I like to cook and I love to eat good food, who doesn't by the way, I'm by no means an expert. So take this video with a grain of salt. If any Italian wants to duel me, please get in touch. Seriously, please don't. So here's my interpretation of the Bolognese sauce. Let's start talking ingredients. Bolognese is first and foremost a meat sauce. Usually there's ground beef. You can mix in ground pork or even lamb as well. It's quite traditional to add some pancetta. I'll use prosciutto. The important bit is that it's not a smoked meat or sausage product. For our vegetables, we got the holy trinity of carrots, onions and celery to make a beautiful soffritto. As I said, this is a meat sauce, not a tomato sauce. So usually we just work with tomato paste. If you don't fear the Italian wrath, you can use some canned tomatoes as well. The last and most important ingredient is thyme. Seriously, this is not a quick sauce and can cook for a very long time, but at least an hour. So grab a sword and then start off by washing and chopping up your vegetables. Remember to use proper cutting mechanics. After all, a knife is just a small sword. Dice it up all as fine as you like and are willing to invest the effort. You could use a food processor, but that would be wasting valuable training time and you had to clean it up afterwards. This work can be quite tedious, so get some help or put on some music and have a good time. Just remember that you actually handle sharp tools this time. I like to cut several stripes first and then dice them up all together. And as I said, my technique here is far from perfect, but until now I still have all my fingers, so that's something I guess. Note that a sharp knife is key to cutting onions. After chopping 3 of these, I remembered that I need to sharpen mine. While you dice up your vegetables, put some oil in a hot pot and start browning your ground meat. It's time for the good old stabby to break it up into little pieces. Keep stirring and working it at the beginning until the water comes out. You will hear it boiling in its own juices. Leave it there until all the water evaporates and the meat actually starts frying. You will hear a different sound now. This step is super important to develop the kind of flavor we want. If you use pancetta, you do not need any oil. Just start with the pancetta on low heat until the fat renders out and then add the beef. As prosciutto has less fat, I'll just add it now. If you think the crust on the bottom of your pot will burn soon, add your vegetables. If it's already burning, add a bit of water as well and scrape the bottom of your pot like there's no tomorrow. You will have a bit of time to relax now, as the water from the vegetables will slowly come out and evaporate as well. Stir it from time to time until it starts frying again. That's when you add the tomato paste and roast it as well. If it's close to burning again, add some wine or stock. Beef, chicken or vegetable stock are all great choices. If times are dire, water will do as well. Just deglaze the bottom of your pot again and get all these rich flavors into your sauce. Time to add more liquid. You probably should use stock, but if you love your wife and like to live on the edge, substitute with canned tomatoes and some water. It will still taste great. Just remember to get that salt beforehand. You are almost done now. Just leave your bolognese on low heat for as long as you have, but at least an hour. Add water if needed or just put the lid on your pot. The slow cooking process will really melt all the flavors together. Add a bit of pepper, cayenne if you like it spicy, and salt as needed. Usually, you already have a decent amount due to your pancetta. I usually replace the salt with just more parmesan anyway, so I add some directly to the sauce at the end. Boil your pasta in a separate pot. I'll advise to not use spaghetti. Not only would it anger the gods, but it's just bad pasta to take up the sauce. Tagliatelle are way better. Undercook your pasta on purpose and finish it together with the sauce in the pan. If it seems too dry, add a bit of pasta water. This way your pasta will actually soak up all the flavors. Finish by adding parmesan and just a bit of olive oil, and you are ready to dig in and enjoy. Merry Christmas, everybody. I wish you all the best and take care.